Hey guys, been a while. I was under the shower, my bad. So let's pretend this video came out 11 months ago, when 1.21 released. I know you've probably seen the features already, but I'd like to show them to you anyway. So we're gonna look at the crafters first, and then we'll do a couple of trial chambers. And at the end we'll review some of the builds that I've made inside the village. But first things first, there is a couple of new blocks that I'm excited about. It's tough. Great additions, in my opinion. And that's the main guy, the crafter. A very sizable feature to the game. It's gonna change a lot of things. Just put items in, you power it, and then poof, it comes out. I guess it looks pretty nice too. So, should we do a trial chamber, or should we experiment with redstone? Yeah, don't bother answering, I can't hear you. Let's do some redstone. So here we are at the Mushroom Island, where I've put some random farms. And that's also the place where I age my copper. So I've put the new copper blocks here to age with the rest. So yeah, the crafter is pretty versatile. You can control what recipe you want to make by checking the redstone levels. You can do this with the filled composter and the redstone comparator on subtract. So the redstone will activate only when the crafter is full. Although you don't have to automatically detect every time you want to use it. You can also use it to quickly transform blocks. Two crafters next to each other. Disable the first one, all the slots except one. So it's gonna take the bones and turn them into bone meal. Ejected into the second one, where it's gonna craft some bone blocks. So for this one, it's a bit more complex. It's to craft iron ingots into blocks. We used the composter earlier, but you can also use another crafter with a remove slot, just to detect only when the crafter is full. Otherwise, we can make some pressure plates or iron bars. So that last design is pretty slick. I found it on Reddit. Can't find it anymore, unfortunately. Perfect for a storage farm because it's a tileable design, so you can put them next to each other and won't interfere with the redstone. So yeah, when the crafter gets full, there's a pulse that goes down into a couple bulb with a sticky piston and observer, and it pulses the crafter one time to craft. One of the main designs I'm gonna use. It's really slick. Well, I guess since we're here, we might press the button, yeah? This is nice. Well, now that we've seen what the crafters do, I guess it's time to put them to use. So, the first victim is gonna be their iron farm. The iron ingots into blocks. And there's a lot of space for it, so should be rather simple. So yeah, it's all looked up. I'm just gonna decorate a bit, and we're done with this area. So also did the gold farm. It turns nuggets into gold blocks. Took a bit longer, but still rather simple. Now the bee farm is a bit more complicated, because when you craft a honey block, the glass bottles get ejected as well. So I need to put the bottles back into the system and only keep the honey blocks. Took me a while, but it was a pretty fun puzzle. So the bottles go in a crafter, it gets powered once there is 4 bottles in. Honey blocks and empty glass bottles go in the chest. And there is an item filter under that chest that pulls the empty glass bottles away. Then they go into an observer item elevator and they get thrown back into the farm. So yeah, overall was pretty fun to come up with. Probably an easier way to do it, but I'm fine either way. It's way more fun to puzzle things together rather than just to follow a tutorial. Now the Wither Skeleton Farm. Yeah, this one is full to the brim with items, so it's gonna take a while to take it all down. I also need to store the items so I don't lose a million bones and coal, so it should be fun. Okay, also took a while, but it's done. So there's two different types of crafting. One is for the bone, that go into bone meal and then into bone blocks. And the coal just get turned into coal blocks. I added a wire, so the auto crafters only work when the farm is being used, so they're not constantly getting pulsed. But yeah, I still have all this chest full of bones and coals, so I'll probably have to put some other crafters next to it, so it doesn't stop the farm from working. I'm sure you've been dying to talk about all the builds that you've seen in the background. That's why we should go on a boat ride to the trap chambers. It's just very satisfying to boat around. If only penguins were added. Imagine. Okay, so we should be close to the trial. Oh. I know you've seen a lot of trials, so I'll just do a quick montage. Yeah, I wanted to do a frog-light farm for a while now. I always put it off because I'm not a big fan of portal farms. But now I'm glad I did it. So if we go back and we stand on the AFK spot, the magma cubes spawn in the portals and then they get teleported to the overworld. Probably a bad idea, but let's go anyway. Yeah, not even close. They wander off into the powdered snow and they get turned into a small cube that will get eaten. Oh, and the mine, which make the poop lights. I guess we get a wolf farmer now. I just need to find a wolf. Eh, here is one. I guess you can dye it. It's cool. Is that better than penguin? I'm not sure. Welcome to your new home. I hope you like it here. Yeah, so I guess we can do some build reviews now. So we've made a couple buildings since last episode. So the first one is this big farmhouse. A wheat field all around it with some scarecrows. It's a pretty nice shape. It's two houses connected with a central bridge. As for the inside, here there is a scarecrow that doubles as a crop farm for carrot, potatoes, wheat, etc. So you turn it on and hold right click and you get crops. If we go up there, not too much here, just some hay bales lying around. The nice open window with a crane pulling some wheat from underneath. Centerpiece is also pretty simple, just a few banners and carpet. And in this spot I've put two farmer villagers so I could trade some golden carrots. There's also a tiny opening here to fly away. And down here is just some logs and note blocks stored for the harsh winter. As for the outside, there's lots of different flowers and acacia jungle doors as window, an amethyst trim, and of course some glazed terracotta and a few banners. Also added a small tree in the back, used nether brick walls as the trunk, and it looks quite nice. And yeah, the main piece is a pretty big windmill blade, some copper rods and grindstone attached on it. I didn't design this one. It's made by a Japanese YouTuber that we're gonna talk about in one of the next builds. And there is a nice chunky chimney as well. So yeah, I also changed this area a bit. Changed the blacksmith to have a bit more cozy vibe. Also added these open fence gates all around. Kinda looks like some colorful flags that are hung. And I like that a lot. Goes around all the way to the villager place. But the main piece that I've done is I replaced the old fountain we have with this giant tree. I've never been good with custom trees, so it was a nice challenge to face. Never done one on this scale before. I really like the shape it has. There's a lot of different logs for the trunk, maybe a little too much, and some slabs and fences. I also added some lanterns and hanging crystals for light and decoration. And there's a few different type of leaves as well to add some highlights. And at the bottom, we added a friend, who is a lot better at custom trees than I am. And also there is a book with some information about the world. Since this is a central piece for the world, it felt like a good place for it. You can pause the video if you want to read. But yeah, I might change the outside a bit, I don't know about the turf circle, but for now I'm quite happy with it, so that's fine. So now the third build to review, this is a big house next to the iron farm. I added quite a bit of decoration in front of it. And another small tree. It's a bit much, but I think you should know me at this point. So there's some terracotta, some raw gold, and there's even some flowing kelp, believe it or not. But it added a nice color and some movement, so I kept it. So this house doesn't have a practical use, it's more of a tribute to one of my favorite builders. It's called Nekota Ryuta. But if we get inside, there is a book about him. So he's a Japanese builder with a lot of talent and making very detailed, colorful builds, like I've never seen before on any builds. And I'll add his channel and links in the descriptions below, and I really suggest you check his stuff out. It's very worth it, trust me. As for the house, it's he designed that house shape. I just changed the blocks so it would fit in the world. But it's quite a nice build, lots of color and lots of details, just so I like them. So yeah, I'm glad it's here. And last but not least, we have another tribute house, and this one is for Tomato N. Set inside. It's another Japanese builder. He had a big impact on my building, the very early stages. You might know him for the special roof trim that I've been using in almost all my builds in the past years. So yeah, his house uses it as well. So it's when you rotate stairs around the block to go up the roof. So yeah, the house itself is pretty simple, but I like it. Some nice flower boxes and banners all around. And there's even a nice little guy chilling on his boat in the pond in front. So yeah, overall, very happy with these new builds. Definitely adds a lot to this main village. And yeah, I like having tribute houses because it gives me a good reason to add houses without needing some kind of farm or functionality with it. Because if I put a farm in every house in a huge village, it's gonna be lag city, so I don't want that. So yeah, before we sign off, I just want to introduce what we're gonna do for the next episode. And for that, we need to go into our nether hub. So after thinking about it, I found a use for all these corners. So what will it be about? Well, our ender chest right now is pretty messy. There's a few boxes that are organized, but it's only a minority. So I really wish we had a way to have almost every item in the game at our disposal, only from this ender chest. And well, there is, thanks to an absolute legend called Etho. I know I am not in the minority, but Etho is my favorite YouTuber by very far. I watch all his newer series almost yearly, and my Let's Play was created only because Etho inspired me so much that I wanted to try as well. If you don't know about his ender chest system, I suggest watching one of his videos because he will explain it a lot better than I will. So check the description if you prefer that. But I've made an example of one of the boxes that we can have. This one is about wood blocks. So I've put all the logs and also the main pieces that I use often, like fence gates and acacia and bamboo doors. Spruce and dark oak are in almost all my builds, so I've put that here. So Not all the wood blocks are here, but there is some formatting, I guess. So if I pull out a log, I can use it to craft planks and then buttons or whatever I need. We have this box and it's connected with 5 hoppers that each have a double chest on. Then I will have 2 boxes of the same kind. One will be in my ender chest and one will be in the system. So when the one in my ender chest runs out of the item, I can take this one and put it in my ender chest. So there's 5 hoppers that can hold 5 items, so only 25 items can get refilled. So there is 27 in a shulker box. So 2 of them need to be refilled manually, so the ones I use the least. So in each double chest I put the 5 different items. I need a couple stacks ideally, or the stacks will get mixed up in the hopper and stop working. So yeah, I need to teach myself to left click and then right click when I take from the box, so the item placement stays the same in each box. Well, now the next step is to put that in that corner, make it look nice, and then do it again for a lot more boxes. So yeah, I finished putting the first box and I did a bit of decoration. We have a hanging log held by a chain. Put some pillars and banners on the side and it slopes up. And I added some wood items to make it obvious that this is the wood box. And at the top there is the shulker box with the hoppers pointing into it. And at the bottom on this barrel I've put the 2 items that don't get automatically refilled, so I can refill them when I switch boxes if the need arises. And if we go up there is 5 chests. And a few barrels for extra storage if needed, and a lectern in case I want to write my memoirs when I'm up here. So yeah, believe it or not, it took a long time, but I came up with all the boxes that I wanted. So there will be 15 in total. It's quite a fun exercise to categorize every item in the game. So here's a sneak peek of 2 of them. I'll show you all of them the next episode. Yeah, I guess we can also craft the mace that we got. Nice! We have some clear goals for the next episode, so I'm happy with that. Might not sound like it, but getting a couple stacks of each item in the game is a pretty big task. It's a good idea to see also what we're lacking in this one. So yeah, we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Bye bye.